Welcome to our special segment today where we delve into the world of mortgages. Today, we have with us Kevin, a seasoned mortgage expert and broker for Absolute Mortgage Group. Thank you for joining us, Kevin.
Hey, Salvador, great to be here. Thanks for having me.
So let's jump in. Let's have our conversation about what sets mortgage brokers apart from retail mortgage companies.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference between a broker and a retail company is going to be that the broker's going to have several different relationships with different banks and different investors across the spectrum. So instead of just being a good A paper type of loan product, they're going to have everything from hard money to stated income to bank statements, DSCR, and then of course your conventional FHA, VA, USDA standard kind of loan. So it's just a broader spectrum of opportunities to help our clients with.
Okay. So, I mean, if I'm hearing you right, it sounds like it's about choice and customization.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I mean, I spent time in the retail mortgage industry, and where I struggled was just not being able to give my clients the best loan product at the best price, because I dealt with a lot of different types of clients, whether it's first-time home buyers or people are trying to buy investment property, or maybe self-employed folks who don't necessarily show all the income that they make. So it gives me more options to help people and put them in a better situation.
Okay. So, I mean, that sounds like a significant advantage. But honestly, also, it sounds like you have to be a little more skilled to be able to do this much. So, I mean, it's one thing to be able to do all this stuff, but it also takes a different set of skills to be able to master it.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And really, it takes being curious about the why behind the why. Like, what is in it for the bank and the investor, and what is their appetite? What do they want? And being able to match that with the client and what's in their best interest. But it does take a little more knowledge and a willingness to be flexible and continue to ask questions and continue to learn and grow so that you can see things as they come up, new products as they come out, or changes that different investors are making. It just takes a need to know why. That's the way I see it, the why behind the why for both parties, the investor and the client.
You and I have had a lot of conversations into being a true broker versus just being able to broker products. And it's funny when we have, well, maybe not funny. For me, it's actually sad when you have somebody who all they do is send their loans to one company and they don't understand that there's other choices out there. So I just wanted to kind of know your opinion and how your company is doing things differently versus how some other retail mortgage shops do it.
Sure. I mean, to me, that's the whole point of being a broker, right? I mean, our job, in my opinion, it's like we have a responsibility to put the client, the borrower, in the best loan product for them. And so that doesn't go to the same bank all the time, right? Because a bank is going to have an appetite for a particular type of loan. Again, maybe they are a hard money lender and they're not going to have the best rate, but they're going to get deals done that somebody else won't. Or just a regular, A paper, we want them really inside the box kind of a lender, in which case they're probably going to have a little bit better rate, but they're not going to have the breadth of products, and some of the borrowers aren't going to qualify. So instead of having to turn that person away, you can change them to a different loan product, or maybe the same product with a different bank that has a lower threshold of what they can tolerate and accept as a borrower.
Yeah. So what does Absolute Mortgage do to help these loan officers that are maybe joining for the first time into the broker channel, or maybe they already came from a broker channel but didn't really get the support or didn't understand all these other products that they had available to them?
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of places that use just one bank over and over again. And I understand why. They develop a relationship. The system's easier for them maybe than changing things around. But what we offer is the ability to ask questions, to actually call us up and say, hey, I've got this happening right here with my client. What do you think? And whether it's myself or you or any other loan officer that works with us, willing to chime in and really help people solve problems and find answers so that they can, like I said, help that client and maybe help somebody who didn't get help somewhere else, or help somebody who needs to have some coaching on how to get themselves in a position to buy. But really what it is the little bit of camaraderie and collaboration with the group. We're a small enough group. People know each other. We know who's done this type of loan really well or recently. So you kind of go to them, pick their brain a little bit and get information on how to make something work that maybe doesn't fit in the box, not what somebody else would expect to get done.
Yeah, we just did a video recently where we were talking about the broker advantage and some of the loans we were doing recently. And yeah, that's true. So what else do mortgage brokers bring to the table? I mean, what else is separating one from the other? Not necessarily what's better, but just different.
Well, I mean, it's great you say it that way because it's not always that one's better than the other. It's more that they're different. And I'll be honest, when I was in the banking model, when I first started, the bank I worked at, I mean, they got some crazy deals done. But when I looked around, I realized that I have clients who maybe we fixed their credit and we helped them get a better score. And so when they came back to refinance out of the weird deal we got done for them, I didn't have the ability to get them the best rate. So one of the differences is that sometimes a bank can get things done based on a relationship, or maybe you have a borrower who has a bunch of money in the bank and that bank will work with them and help them get a loan that maybe isn't easy to get somewhere else. Yep. But the difference was that I just had more breadth and more opportunity for different choices. I mean, that's the biggest difference I see. And then again, like I said, I personally refer things to certain banks. If it's not in my wheelhouse and I'm the best at it, I'm going to send it to where they aren't the best at it, because that's just what our job is as far as taking care of the client and building relationships.
Yeah. Yeah. We really see ourselves as an educator. You know, other people talk to me about being a salesman. I'm like, no, if the payment matches, the house matches, your total closing costs match what you're looking for, you're going to be a homeowner. If they're not, this isn't like selling a car where I might trick you into an 8-year loan instead of a 5-year to make your payment look smaller. It doesn't work that way. This is a huge commitment, so education is important. So I really do feel that having support is invaluable, education. And what about the myth that mortgage brokers aren't as efficient or it isn't as easy, you don't have as much control? Can you speak a little bit on that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've been in the broker model since the 90s. It's the late 90s, 2000, early 2000s. And back in the day, it wasn't as smooth. Like the bank had complete control. But now things are so efficient online that honestly, I get online and I look and see, who's got great turn times, depending on the deal I need. Maybe I need this loan to get done faster. So I'm going to shop turn times and rate instead of just rate first. So it just is a myth anymore because it's easy to do things with all the automation and things online that we have anymore. There's something else that you touched on about being a salesperson. And I think that that's interesting because for me, my definition of sales is helping the client get to a yes or a no. Right? Because if you're looking for houses and you're not really ready to buy or aren't really able to buy right now, if I can get you clear about that, you can stop looking for houses and maybe start saving money or working extra overtime to save money or whatever it is. Or if you're a yes, by answering all your questions, I can help ease your mind and get you to a yes. So I think sales, it's not talking you into it. It's helping you get to a yes or a no, so that you can move on with your life, whether it's buying or not buying, or maybe buying, 6 months or a year down the road. Anyway, I just wanted to say that because I think sales kind of gets this bad spin to it, like our job is to talk you into it. When I first started, I was an assistant. I had a guy tell me, if you drag somebody into a deal, you're going to carry them through it, and that's the deal that's going to fall apart in the end. So that's never been something I was interested in. I figure if you're not motivated and it's not right for you, then you shouldn't do it, and I don't want to encourage you to. I want you to do what's best for you.
Thank you for that, Kevin. Speaking on that, it's just interesting, just your take on what it means to be a mortgage broker and what it means to really help a client. I mean, the whole understanding what they need. I know you touched on integrity and you touched on doing what's right. And to me, all those things are why I'm with Absolute and why I've been drawn to working with you, Kevin. So is there any last minute insight, things you want to share?
I mean, I'll just say this, Salvador. The reason your business is successful and you have so many people come back to you over and over again or refer people to you is because it's about the relationship, right? You recognize, and we've talked about this, and so do I, that it's not a transaction. I would rather not do business with you and have you refer me friends because I helped you understand what was best for you than do business with you today and not have that long-lasting relationship, right? I mean, it's a relationship business. And I think that the more we focus on that, the better business is for us and for our clients. That's probably my parting thought.
Well, thank you for joining us. I really appreciated the insight. And if anybody has any questions in regards to the broker model or about Absolute Mortgage, I'd love it if you guys reached out to us, emailed us, called us, DM'd us, whatever. Find us and ask questions. We don't, it can be confidential. It can be whatever you guys want to do. If you're just struggling with a loan, we'd love to be the ones to help you through it. If you guys have questions on something, please reach out because, for us, it's about the relationship and helping loan officers get better.
Well said, Salvador. Thank you very much for having me. It's been a lot of fun to kind of chat with you about it and flesh out. Sometimes I think things, and it's great to actually get them out and talk about them and see how much we see things the same way. I think that's what makes us work out well together. Thank you.
Awesome.